Hello again, everybody. This is Steve, coming to you with another dream. This comes actually from my dad. He had the dream, told it to me. I interpreted it. It was pretty easy to interpret, unlike some of the ones I have, which are like super crazy hard to understand in a lot of cases. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But his was actually pretty easy. Anyways, in this dream, he's outside in the yard working with a bunch of other guys. They're in the yard, in the garden, doing work and stuff like that. And then they all get gathered together and come inside the house, walk into the kitchen, sit down, and are served this plate of food. Well, on this plate of food is this like ice cream scoop-sized little lump of mashed potatoes. That is it. Just this little tiny lump of mashed potatoes, and it on top of it's this little drizzle of like this thin beef broth. Probably like what's in this picture here, just a little drizzle, not even that much, just a little. And it's definitely not satisfying. It's like maybe 2 or 3 bites worth of food. From there, they get up, they go to another room and sit down at another table, and they're served this plate with this tiny little piece of steak. It's like 2 inches by 2 inches by 1 inch thick. Again, couple bites of food, and they're done. Totally not satisfying. They get up from there, go over and sit down at a third table, but this time they're not all served the same meal, they're served different meals. My dad is served this great big steak, and he eats that and is satisfied and he's full, and the other guys are served plates of grilled chicken, and they're sitting there and they eat their fill, and when they're done, there's still bowls of this stuff left over. And once they get done eating, they get up and go back outside and start working again. That's the dream. The actual interpretation of this is at some point in the future, something is going to happen that is going to bring everybody and everything to a halt. That's the guys coming in from working outside. If you think of COVID in 2020, when the lockdown started, they shut down pretty much everything. The factory, stuff like that. Work just came to a halt. Everybody was at home, locked up in their homes, and nobody was doing anything. That's kind of what I'm seeing for that first part. Is something similar, that nobody can work, so they all come home and stay in their homes. The first meal is, to me, a symbolic of food scarcity, but not just food. Everything will be scarce. You'll have basically just enough to survive, not thrive. You'll have just enough to survive. And it's not even enough to stay above starvation level. It'll keep you from starving, but you're not. It's not going to fuel your body like you're used to. You're going to basically be doing eating just enough to survive. The second plate, you're going to have more than the first. The first meal, but again, you're staying just below or just above, just above starvation level. By the third meal, everything that caused the first 2 meals is pretty much resolved. You now have all of this food. It's plenteous. There's food and to spare. Not food and despair, but food and to spare. So, just in case you misheard me, there's food and plenty of it. Everybody eats their fill. They're happy. They're full. They're satisfied. And then they get up and go back and return to work. And the 3 meals to me represent 3 months. As a quick explanation of why I come up with that, without spending 5 hours trying to explain biblical symbology. A typical day has 24 hours in it. A typical person spends about 2 hours a day eating in one form or another. So if you take 24 divided by 2, you get 12. There's 12 months in a year, and in biblical symbology, a day symbolizes a year. You see that a lot in Daniel and Revelation and some of those other books like that. But so each of the rooms and each of the meals is 1 month. There is 1 month. Because there's 3 plates, 3 meals, 3 tables, 3 rooms, 3 months. So, and whatever this represents, like I say, it's something that's going to just shut down everything, and you're going to start out with almost nothing, and you're going to have a little bit more, and then everything will get fixed. What that'll be, when that'll be, how it'll be, I can't say for certain. I have theories, but I'm not going to share those theories right now because until I see something a little more substantial, I can theorize on what this is, but I don't know because I don't have anything definitive to nail it to a particular event or time period or whatever. Just that something's going to happen and you're going to have this 3-month period that this disaster or whatever it is going to basically bring everything to a halt. And that's the whole thing, or that's the whole dream in my general interpretation of it. And what you think, or what you think of it, your mileage may vary. One thing I do want to point out is on the 3rd month or the 3rd meal, there was a difference in the type of food that each person had. My dad had steak, which tends to be more like a rich man's food, or at least it'll probably be in this period of time. And then the other people had chicken, which tends to be more of a poor man's food, because like steak right now is about $10 a pound, chicken's $3 a pound, and there are some meats that you can get for 75 cents a pound. So it wasn't like the ultra cheap meats, but it wasn't also the steak meat either. Or wasn't steak. Now Dad had steak, they had grilled chicken. So to me it's like some people will, when this all resets, or when the 3rd month happens, whatever this is, some people will have more, some people will have less, but everyone will have enough to satisfy them. So anyways, that's my take on this. And if you guys have any questions, comments, feedback, etc. like that on this, please let me know. I'm always interested in hearing your thoughts. And if you think you have a better interpretation of this, I'm game for hearing it. I'm not saying I'm perfect at this. I'm just saying that this is what I understand from my own experience and having my own dreams interpreted and stuff like that. So anyways, thank you guys for listening, and I'll catch you in the next video.